Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Chilo here once again as always. If you're new to my channel, my name is Chioma aka Chilo. I'm a Nigerian currently living and studying here in Japan, and on my channel I basically show you life as a foreign student living in Japan. So guys, on today's episode, some of you have always reached out or insinuated things like, you cannot tell me that you went all the way from Nigeria in Africa to Japan in Asia and just completely blended in immediately. Are you telling me that there were no weird moments, there were no awkward times, there were no bad experiences and all those stuff? And the truth is, there definitely were those. There's nobody that will go from one different culture or one different place to another place and just immediately blend in. So that will be what today's video is all about. Yeah, I'll be telling you my weirdest experience, my most weird experience here in Japan. And to be honest with you, from my little survey, it's not just me. I think most foreigners actually find this weird, because I just had a conversation with someone. The person went, yes, it was awkward. And then along the line, you loosen up and then you start enjoying it. So that will be what today's video is all about. If you're interested in that, then you're on the right channel. So guys, in case you don't know, or in case you know, I'll just say it again. Japan is actually considered as an island country, meaning they are surrounded with water, right? And they have an abundance of fresh water. So that's the thing. All the good things you know about Japan, bad, everything is kind of linked to water. To be honest with you, from my observation, water here is very clean. I can say that for fact. So so many things are actually linked to the water here, you know. The food, you know, the seafood, you guys kind of link and relate to Japan, the lifestyle, some sports, some games, and all those good stuff. So today I'll be talking about onsen. Onsen, like you literally pronounce it the way it is spelled, onsen. Onsen is actually a hot spring bath. So yes, it's still related to water. You see why that introduction was important. Onsen is a hot spring bath, and let me just give a bougie or a scientific explanation before I delve right into the purpose of this video. Onsen is like a geothermally heated water coming from the ground, so it's natural, although there are now artificial ones coming from the ground up, and then it comes up, it bubbles hot and stuff. The temperature from my little research is usually starts from around 27 degree upwards. You can really see very hot onsens of or moderate temperature onsens. One of the reasons why Japan has a lot of onsens is because of the volcanic activities in Japan. So everything is still linked to water. So now the thing is, this geothermally heated water comes up to the ground and it has a lot of minerals, and so they found a way to make use of this thing. Why? By building onsens. How? What do I mean? Onsen is like, okay, imagine how a swimming pool is, but you know, swimming pools are kind of artificial. Like swimming pools are something you can build, right? And the water, you can fill it and stuff. But just imagine how swimming pools are, whereby you have water that is cool, and then you go inside there and then you chill. Now for onsen, it's very, let's say, similar, but the major difference is the water here is hot. It's not cool like a swimming pool. The water here is hot and it's more natural. The way they built it, they gave the aesthetic to have some sort of vintage and natural look, because it's actually coming from the ground. And although recent times people are trying to build artificial ones, so we have the bougie onsen, you have the ones that are private, you have public onsens, you have the ones that are built indoors, like indoors, like inside the building. They just make use. They have foot onsen. Foot onsen is only your leg. Now for the foot onsen, you can wear, of course, but you just soak your foot there. I've enjoyed the foot onsen a couple of times when I went for a vacation trip to Aomori. And then there is hand onsen. Yes, you can put your hand. I experienced hand onsen when I went hiking one time, and yeah, I think those are the ones I know: foot onsen, hand onsen, and then the full body onsen. But here's the thing. I know I said imagine swimming pool. I know I said it's just like swimming pool, But you know, for swimming pool, you actually have to wear like swimming trunks, you have to wear your swimming suit, your swimming wear, and you can go swimming just like that, right? And it's a bit more comfortable, like it's a bit more. But for onsen, you don't wear anything at all. Yes, you heard me right. You have to be naked. You don't wear anything at all. And that is the awkward thing, or the awkwardness, or the weirdness, or however you want to put it, that most foreigners find. Like, you don't wear anything at all. And that's the reason why for onsens, unlike swimming pools that you can find both male and females inside, for onsens you have female onsen, male onsen. You hardly find the both people in one onsen, except it's a couple, onsen. So yes, you can actually book for onsens, like if you can book a private onsen and go with your spouse, your partner, or stuff. But the most common thing is that it's just for females or males. And another thing is, you don't carry your phone inside, you don't carry anything inside. So I don't even have any clip or video. I think the only clip that insinuated that I went for the hot spring bath was my live outside the lab video. I'll link it up, hopefully, if I remember, where I was like, it's funny how it was awkward and now I'm there. So let me give you a brief story. The very first time when my lab member said, okay, that the girls were planning onsen, I was like, what is onsen? Like, the very first time I heard of it. And then when she explained it, I said, nope, I'm not doing that. Nope, I'm not doing that. Abort mission, remove my name. Who? How? And I'm like, how? And then she's like, yeah, it's onsen. And then she started laughing. Because she's a foreigner. If you know Tabi, if you've been on this channel, you should know Tabi. And I'm like, why are you laughing? She's like, because this is the common expression of most foreigners. Even her friends that are foreigners, it's always like that. So that first onsen, I said, I'm not going. It's not possible. No way. So the second time, they didn't suggest it. These people tricked me. I won't call it trick. We went for a lab trip. So we spent the weekend in another city. And one of the activities after because a lab trip, I think, no, it wasn't the lab trip. Before the lab trip, we went for a conference, and we slept over. And one of the activities after the first day of speaking and presentation and stuff, the evening was onsen. So immediately we finished and they were like, okay, so the bye, as in the guys were like, bye. And I'm like, why are we separating? And they're like, oh, the guys are going for the onsen, so the girls are going. And I'm like, the same onsen you told me about? The water? No. I tried to fight it. And then at the point I was like, well, everybody seems chill. Let's just see how. Man, it was awkward, it was weird. So when I walked in, I was like, what is all this? So you have to like freshen up first before you go into the onsen. And guys, it felt like my skin was burning. That particular onsen was really hot. And I'm like, this is hot. Why are you people smiling? Oh my God. I think it was just me being awkward. So the second time, which was the time that I was now like, okay, I think I like this, was the lab trip. So the lab trip, after I've had the first experience, so when the suggestion came up in the lab trip, right, and they were like, so are you going to try this onsen? The temperature looks lower, because I had complained that the other temperature felt like my skin was burning, and they were like, the temperature looks lower but still very warm, and I'm like, okay. I hopped on it. They had told me before, and I was like, let's see how it goes. So they had to tell me there again. And guys, this was more relaxing. So here's the thing. If you check on the internet, even Google or stuff, or even hear people talk, they'll tell you that there are so many health benefits about onsen. But one thing I know for fact, because I've experienced it, is onsen is very distressing. It reduces a lot of stress from you. I don't know if it's I think it's the temperature. It just calms your nerves. And it just makes you so relaxed. After my master's defense, I was so burnt out. I had education, what they call it, academic fatigue. And so my lab members took me on a treat. And one of it was the onsen, which I said in that video. And guys, after that onsen, I came home. I just pulled my school bag. I laid down and I slept. And that was like the first time I literally slept very, very baby-like or peaceful sleep after so much stress that went into preparing for my final defense. So yes, that's one benefit. Another benefit people will tell you is the skin. So people, or there a lot of research revolves have proven that there are lots of minerals present in the onsen, that the minerals are actually good and very good for the skin, and so it helps your skin look fresh, young. I saw this particular woman in the second onsen I went. She's 90 years old. I think I've said this thing before. She did not look anything close to 70, talk less of 90. And she was like, yeah, she comes to onsen. I cannot completely attribute the fact that she looks young because of onsen, don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying what she said. This is actually the weirdest thing for most foreigners. I won't say for everybody, for most foreigners. I was recently, just last week, or will I say day before yesterday, in a conference, and there's this professor that had visited Japan, and he stayed here for like 8 years for some kind of postdoc and then worked here. And he mentioned it, and he was like, it was awkward the first time. So when he mentioned it, I'm like, let me come and make a video about this. So it means that I'm not the only foreigner. I felt awkward about this. So guys, this is it. This is all about onsen. Tell me, I really want to read from you. If you're living in Japan, tell me how your first onsen experience was. Were you excited? Were you anxious? Did you find it weird? Like, you're not wearing anything at all. Did you find it really weird? Also, if you're not living in Japan but you're watching this video, tell me, have you heard about onsen before, or are you hearing it for the very first time? And tell me if it's something that you are interested in trying, if you ever get the chance to come to Japan, or if you ever visit Japan. And also tell me, guys, do you think this is weird or awkward? So if you ever visit Japan, I particularly recommend that please check out onsen. Let it be something Chilo recommended for you. Check out onsen. There are lots and lots and lots of onsen in Japan. Like, any city you visit, there must be an onsen. Like, I'm almost sure about that. I think that's all for this video, guys. This is the weirdest experience I have had as a foreigner when I came over here in Japan. Yeah, not just me, I think a whole lot of foreigners. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. I decided to just come in here and pop up with some story time and some weird time and all those good stuff. I tell you guys that it took a lot of settling, it took a lot of adjusting, learning, relearning, and all those good stuff. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please drop your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to give this video a massive thumbs up if you loved it. Don't forget to share and all those good stuff. Thank you guys for watching, and see you next time on Chilo Talks. Bye for now, guys.